with offensive line coach Bill Kinney, and new season getting underway with spring ball, Bill, and a lot of new faces in there in the offensive line.
Oh, we do. We're young in just about every spot. Dylan Deathridge is back with a lot of experience, and Trevor Campbell played a lot last year. And Jake Gideon is obviously was a very good starter for us last year. So there is a blend of experience, but after that, it's really a young group that needs a lot of molding and a lot of development.
Gideon played guard last year, and he slides back over to the position you recruited him for, center.
Right. Last year, out of need, we moved Jake over to the guard spot, and he handled and managed the left guard position really well. But his future is at the offensive center position. He's smart, he's intelligent, he understands how to call the front, and he knows all the intricate details in terms of setting our pass protection the way it has to be set. And so his experience level, even though he played last year at guard, he's still, playing next to Mike Caliendo was a real assist for him in terms of being able to keep his eye on that center position all year. So the transition to the inside this spring has been seamless for him so far.
Yeah, and he calls the offensive signals up there for the line.
Yes, yeah. The center is really the general of the entire group. I mean, he's the guy that sets the tone. He's the guy that is the spark. He's the hub of the whole entire unit. Without a great center, you really don't have much of an offensive line.
You do have quite a bit of experience in Dylan Deathridge, and he's played guard and tackle. So have you figured out where he's going to be, or you're still trying to figure that out?
Well, there's a little bit of, I asked Dylan to move this spring to left tackle. He's been a long time right guard for us and has really played at a very high level at that position. I'm experimenting with him right now at the left tackle position because he's such a gifted athlete. He's got terrific feet. He understands how to use his length, and managing the space is going to be a little bit of an adjustment for him in the spring, but I'm trying to get an evaluation of whether or not he can anchor that position for us moving forward.
All right, who are some of the other names that are in the mix for those other roles?
Well, we have Addison West is making a lot of progress. He's a young man that we've been hopeful is going to progress, and so far he's taken the steps in the right direction. He's still got a little ways to go. Obviously, I got a couple of young guys in that second group right now with Calvin Moraski and Brandon Honorable and Dalton DeWicki and John Hofer. They're all a group of guys that, we have to watch and see how they develop moving forward. Unfortunately, right now, Carson Briggs is out, just rehabbing his shoulder at this particular time. And we have Adam Vandervest that's out right now, and Adam played some football for us last year. So I'm encouraged with those guys in terms of their recovery. And when we get them back here at the end of the spring and they can start into their summer training, I'm hopeful that they'll factor into this thing moving forward.
Well, you're a veteran offensive line coach. You've been through this many, many times. Transitioning from a veteran O-line that returned a whole bunch of starters to transitioning to a new group of guys with maybe a little bit of experience. How is that as a coach, and do you enjoy that?
Yeah, I mean, that's one of the fundamental things that you love about being in the coaching profession. It's the opportunity to really grow a group from the ground up. And, some things that you take for granted with an old group, that it has a veteran group that has a lot of battle scars, their anticipation, their ability to adjust on the move, their ability to decipher defensive movements quickly. Young guys, it takes time for them to really start to settle in and be able to be anticipatory players. And that's really the challenge of coaching. You have to develop them. You got to bring them up. You got to encourage them. Sometimes you got to kick them in the tail a little bit, unfortunately, just with encouraging words, obviously, not physically. But and I coach aggressively, so I'm not an easy guy to please. So right now we're, as I tell them all the time, I'm a gardener. We're growing the garden. We're weeding, we're feeding, we're fertilizing. And, right now there's some sprouting going on. The garden's starting to take root, and they're starting to surface through the grass and through the ground a little bit. And I got to continue with that process all the way through. And the bottom line is we're not playing tomorrow. We're not going to play next week or the week after. This group has to be ready to go when we take the field game one against Michigan State, which is the goal.
Bill Kinney, offensive line coach. And Coach, You have a new offensive coordinator in Jeff Thorne. How's that working
Yes,
out?
it's working. You know, Jeff is a real inspirational football coach. His messaging to our squad has been outstanding. He holds our offense to a very, very high standard. We're in a learning curve right now because we're learning some new things related to this offensive system that he's installing. But he's just been, he's just brought a level of energy into our offense that is really, really unique. And I watch it take root with the guys right now, and I can see how they're responding to him. And his leadership is just exceptional.
All right, and you're also breaking in a new quarterback, and the O-line can really help out in that regard.
Oh, for sure. Anytime you're breaking in a new quarterback, pass protection becomes paramount. Have to have the ability to give the quarterback time to manage his throws down the field. But our quarterbacks, Coach Thorne's done a phenomenal job. I mean, I'm watching our quarterbacks out there during the course of the practice and then watching them, how they relate to the offensive line and lead the offensive line. I've just been very, very excited about, the future of that position.
Spent a few minutes with veteran offensive lineman Dylan Deathridge of the Bronco football team. And Dylan, back in spring practice, got a little bit of a break, but back to the grind.
Yep. Got spring break next week. It's going to be a good time off, be able to recover my body. Everyone just needs that time off, but we're going to be ready to come back strong, get back into the installs, study, everything we need to do to succeed for the fall.
Last year, a veteran group, and you were part of that. Now you're leading a younger group of offensive linemen. How's that transition going?
It's a responsibility that I knew I'd have to take over after Mike, French, and Mark all left. It's exciting. It's a little bit of a learning curve, but I think my leadership style is working with the younger guys, especially just because it's more nurturing, especially when Coach Kenny's being a bad cop, I'm being good cop. So it works well.
Well, you played on the right side at guard last year, and now Coach is toying with you over at left tackle. How big of a transition is that for you to make?
I've moved all around since I've been here. I started off as a left tackle, and then 2 years in, that's when I started at right guard. Ever since I've been a right guard, liked it. I was very good on the inside, was able to handle it, and now transitioning back to left tackle. It's exciting, it's fun, it's new. For my last year, it's just exciting that I'm still learning, So I accept it. I'm excited. Hopefully things work out because I would love to play left tackle too.
Moving from a right side position to a left side position, that can't be easy.
We put so much work out on the field, so many kick sets, so many stuff like that. So, just you put in the work, you get used to it again. So that's where I stand on that.
A lot of young guys coming up. Who are some of the guys that have shown up in practice so far here in the spring practice sessions?
So we only have 2 returning starters on the O-line, me and Jake. I'm really excited to see everyone play and finish out spring ball. For the freshman class that recently came in, I like Calvin Moraski. He's a left tackle. I've been trying to take him underneath my wing. Brendan Honorable, just his skill set, his length is just pretty crazy. I really like Addison West, and I like Trevor. Trevor's more experienced. He's had playing time and everything. Addison's getting his shot right now and trying to show out. So it's just exciting seeing all the competition.
All right, you have a new offensive coordinator, some new schemes. How's that going?
Well, I really enjoyed it, actually. I like counter, I like trap, I like all that stuff. It reminds me of when I played in high school, played left tackle, down blocking, all that. So it's kind of my roots where I started from. And I just enjoy his leadership, just how he coaches. He understands that different players need different types of coaching. So he knows how to address that and everything. So he's a good addition to our staff.
Yeah, your run game in the past has been pretty much inside, outside zone. Now you're mixing in some new stuff.
Yeah, it's exciting. Really like counter, really like trap, pin and pull. We've been doing some pin and pull too. It's been super fun getting on the outside. I know the guards love it. I wish sometimes I was a guard being able to pull, but I'm enjoying left tackle.
Breaking in some new linemen, also breaking in a new quarterback. How's that going?
So I don't know exactly who's QB1 yet, but I see a battle every single day. I've seen some amazing throws and tight windows. It's just exciting to watch. When you got a quarterback duel, just brings up the energy of everyone around you.
And the running game, that's just business as usual with those guys.
Yep. Sean, Ladarius, we got Control back, Oldie. They all work hard, all put their head in the dirt, just run, get extra yards. They're animals.